Good morning, Lauren and Christian. What is the next phase? That's the questions a lot of writers are asking. Now, the next phase is SEPTA and the union members will be meeting for another round of negotiations in just half an hour. Their contract expired on November 7th, but negotiations have been going since October. This morning, a fire started around 2:30 a.m. at a barn in Salisbury Township. I'm standing at the intersection of Old Philadelphia Pike. Democrats are rallying inside the Capitol on the big, beautiful bill and its impact. But outside these chambers, the $230 million education funding is still on hold. Good morning, Kevin and Sydney. The international students I spoke with said they face multiple challenges, such as visa issues, new restrictions, and making a tough start to their semester. More people are coming through the bar and coming into this room. If you take a look, now people are settling in, getting drinks, and waiting for Pat Dugan. And we also heard so far that Senator Joe Picozzi is supposed to be here tonight as well. This is where it all starts. Every camera, every call, and every escort request are handled right here with officers working around the clock. Lawmakers are once again debating skill games. These machines have been in gas stations, bars, and social clubs for many years, making money but not paying state taxes. The heat wave is hitting York hard, but the annual state fair is still happening and celebrating its 260th anniversary this weekend. Now you can come out with your friends, families to enjoy the foods, rides, to see the animals and create endless memories. But one thing you can't forget is to hydrate yourself. Now there are cooling tents out there for families to cool off throughout the day. Whether here for the alpacas or just to get some fresh air with your families, this forum gives you the chance to feed, pet, and learn about our furry friends. As the City Transit Union continues to push for better wages and a safer working conditions, both SEPTA and the union leaders are working to reach an agreement.
Negotiations, even when it's going fairly and we are progressing, sometimes there's going to be an issue that there's just going to be a standstill. We're not there yet.
Union President Will Vera says the biggest issues on the table are wages, sick pay benefits, and contracts that only last 1 year. According to SEPTA, its bus operators earn around $87,000 on average, including overtime. With events like FIFA and the 250th anniversary next year, Vera says SEPTA can't fall behind.
We're looking to get a 2-year deal. Securing that will also secure that the city is not under negotiations again next year while all this is going on.
SEPTA says they are having productive sessions, but SEPTA riders are worried.
SEPTA is very important. This is the only way that I'm getting to school. Sometimes I do have to take Uber or Lyft, which is not, the most accommodating.
Lenise Rincon is a Temple student who relies on SEPTA every day. She commutes both on buses and the subway to get to Temple campus. A potential strike means her school schedule would be turned upside down.
I don't even know if I'd be able to get to school on time. My classes, how do I explain that to professors?
The union that represents SEPTA buses and trolley drivers in the suburbs and the Norristown high-speed rail line drivers is also working without a contract. The union says it will vote to authorize a strike on Friday if a deal is not reached before then.
Those contracts usually expire within a couple weeks of each other, and usually the TWU City Division contract is the one that sets the pattern for all of the other unions. So we don't expect that it would be any kind of added complication.
A little bit difficult than previous summers.
For international students like Ariana Romero, it's not about the struggle they face in classrooms, but the struggle to stay here at the university and in the country.
I know a lot of my friends, they weren't able to go to their countries this summer. I was lucky to be able to, but I was scared they would block my entrance.
Ariana is from Peru, finishing her final semester. She says it should have been a smooth trip home, but navigating with the U.S. Embassy in Peru and the Temple International office proved to be more difficult than she thought, including dealing with visa payments.
The problem started when I had to do the whole payments and then having to come to Temple and talk to the international office.
Ariana says her biggest problem is
my work visa, because they are denying a lot of work visas for students, and I'm scared because how am I going to get a job after I graduate?
Ariana was planning to apply to Temple's Beasley School of Law, but she says Temple is not doing enough to help.
A lot of messages from Temple was, you know what, you just have to come back, you don't have another choice. they are not protecting international students at their best effort.
Assignments, exams, and classes are stressful for any students, but for international students, there's more to it, dealing with visas, processing laws, and a lot of paperwork. This international student asked to remain anonymous. The student realized they would be aging out of their dependent visa and decided to leave the country immediately.
They also instated a new process where they would also do background checks on all your social media. That meant that because of this new policy, they had to put a lot more resources and change all their structure to help the 221G processing. I decided to be on my feet and take a risk and go to a third country national process instead.
This past spring semester, 5 Temple current and former international students' visas got revoked. Students still remain alert and are hoping they're not next.
We have nothing to protect us. As internationals, we do have rights, but they are not the same as American students.
Residents in Kanawha Township are worried their streets might turn into a crash site despite the signs along the road.
There's at least still 40 trucks a day coming up and down this road. And a lot of times it's repeat offenders. They'll go down the road one way, then they'll come back the road the other way.
Kevin Zigmont is one of the residents that lives along Locust Point Road. He says trucks are coming from close by warehouses despite security telling them not to use this route.
These truck drivers simply don't care. They're just following their GPS. If the GPS took them off the end of the bridge, they'd go straight off the end of the bridge. These signs don't mean anything to them.
If you take a look behind me, the sign says no truck over 30 feet except local delivery, but it hasn't stopped tractor trailers from driving down Locust Point Road. Now, people who live in this neighborhood say it's a matter of time until one of the truck is forced off the road into one of the houses.
They're coming into our yard, they're shaking the house. I'm scared they're going to end up in one of our bedrooms.
Brooke Stoner is concerned that it will only get worse with new warehouses being built across Interstate 83. But more than that, she's worried about her kids' safety.
I have to have eyes on them every second of every day. I worry about it so much.
Neighbors wants Kanawha Township and Northern York Regional Police to take more actions on tractor trailers.
I do not believe there's enough enforcement. Northern York County Regional Police has one officer dedicated to doing truck inspection. That's it. And they cover, 11 different townships? That's definitely not enough.
I wish I could say it got better.
The public work directors of Kanawha Township and Northern York County Police Department have yet to share more on road enforcement and if they will keep track of truck traffic. Sujan Upreti, Fox 43 News. SEPTA has confirmed with Temple Update that SEPTA and TW Local 234 union members have decided to end today's round of negotiations after meeting for several hours. They told us they will resume on Thursday again. SEPTA says it has been productive sessions. Bush says he wants riders to know that there will be no shutdown between today and Thursday. Another SEPTA union for the high-speed Norristown line is about to have their contract expired tonight. Tune into Temple Update on Thursday at 10 a.m. for more updates on this developing story. SEPTA has just 3 days left to finish inspections on its Civil Liner 4 rail cars. After federal officials raised concern on potential fire risk, some people are concerned that SEPTA won't finish on time. I spoke with SEPTA spokesperson Andrew Bush, and he's confirmed that 95 rail cars have completed inspections and around 128 are waiting to be inspected. After multiple fires earlier this year, the Federal Railroad Administration gave SEPTA 30 days to inspect all 223 Civil Liner 4 rail cars. SEPTA is inspecting 8 to 10 rail cars each day, but now to meet the deadline, SEPTA have to inspect about 17 rail cars each day. These inspections have already caused major delays to thousands of commuters, including Temple students who rely on SEPTA every single day. We also spoke about what's being done to make sure trains stay safe and what could happen if they don't meet the deadline on October 31st. I will have more on Temple Update on Thursday at 10 a.m. and what all this means for Temple students.